We are live today in Mount Pleasant, Michigan for this high school baseball game between the Midland Dow Chargers and the Mount Pleasant Oilers. Hello everybody, I am John Gervasia, joined by my new color commentator,
Parker Markham.
Parker will be joining me for Northwood Hockey in the winter on the Northwood Hockey Network, but today we got some baseball, good weather, there's some wind, but it's not too hot out here today. Coming into today, Midland Dow is 15-3. They split with Bay City Western and Saginaw Heritage. On the season, Mount Pleasant is 11-9 and 9-7 in the Saginaw Valley League. Well, Parker, you weren't here with me the last game that I called. They beat Lapeer two games and 10-run them in both. And they seem to have turned it around today. They turned it around this season. No errors. They're getting better with the errors and not having as many, and the bats are coming around. Should be a fun win. A good Midland Dow Charger team and Mount Pleasant, who is hanging around within the conference. Pitching today for the Mount Pleasant Oilers is Aryan Punjabi, 3-2 in 28 innings. He has 34 strikeouts and a 3.7 ERA. It is windy like the last time I was here, so probably going to hear it because we are live today.
Wind's probably going to take the ball. Looks like it's coming out of going left.
I want some home runs, so I would be definitely okay with that. I got to go find our starting lineup for the Midland Dow Chargers. Leading off is the pitcher, Shajenko, number 6 for the Chargers, as Punjabi is ready as we get the throw down. So we are ready to go here in Mount Pleasant, Michigan, for this game between the Oilers and the Chargers. Again, Chargers coming in at 15-3, so a very good test for the Oilers here today. As Punjabi will await his first sign. First pitch from Punjabi, high, and hit the backstop for ball 1.
Not a good start. Not a good start. Got to keep that control on ball.
So 1 ball, no strike from Punjabi. As he gets his sign from the stretch, kicks and deals, and ground ball up the middle, and that'll be up through the middle for a base hit as the pitcher helps his cause.
Strong, solid contact for a good base hit up the middle. Looked like the pitch was down. Batter found it, took it.
Right between second and third. And up next for the Chargers, Punjabi from the stretch. Swung on, driven, center field. And that'll be caught by the center fielder, Clayton Molyneux.
It's a good bounce back pitch.
That was Braun. Next up for the Chargers, it's Hammond. Arian gets a sign from the stretch. Deals and low for ball 1. And in there for a strike. From the stretch, deals, and in there for strike 2.
Good pitch. Looked like caught the batter sleeping on it.
And swung on and missed, strike 3, got him. And that is out number 2. Gives up the leadoff ground ball up the middle, and the next 2 batters are retired for the Chargers.
After a rough first at bat,
And that's high for ball one. Throw on down to first, and he's back in time. Punjabi from the stretch gets a sign. Runner leads off. And in there, strike one. Or strike.
It's a 1-1 count.
Yeah. 1-1 count from Punjabi from the stretch. Deals and in there, strike two. Punjabi from the stretch. He deals and low for ball two. Yes, we now have the scoreboard working. First time using this scoreboard, but I think it gives you a better idea of what's going on listening if you're listening on the radio. And low for ball three, runs the count full. That, by the way, was his 35th strikeout of the year for out number two. So Punjabi, only a sophomore. Swung on, pop high in the air to the first base side, and that is going to drop into foul territory.
Tough play to make. You think the wind had any effect on that?
It quite possibly could also be the sun that's right behind us too. Punjabi from the stretch deals, swung on, ground ball, third base side, fires on the third, and he's out of there.
Way to flash the weather on that one.
That's why they call it the hot corner, a 5-3 put out. And after the top half of the first inning, it is still 0-0. Trying to find who my third baseman is on here. McGee with a beautiful stab at first, on for the 5-3 put out. And we head here to the bottom of the second with Mount Pleasant with a chance to gain some momentum here in this game against a good Charger team.
I feel like with such a good team and Midland now coming in, you got to take the lead early and get out there early, make Midland play aggressive.
We're watching warm-ups here. Pitches are high from the Chargers pitcher.
Keep throwing them high. Might be something to look at.
Spajenko. I am probably butchering that name, and I apologize to anybody who is a Chargers fan listening. Still a nice day, not super hot. Sun's kind of beaten down, but protecting the laptop with a Notre Dame hoodie.
It's a beautiful day for baseball.
Go Irish. I'll hopefully have some MLB scores for you. I don't know if anything's going on right now. There's a lot going on in the world of basketball and hockey. My Cavs are down 2-0, and I don't think...
You're a Cavs fan?
Oh, yeah, unfortunately right now. Tyrese Halliburton with a clutch game-winning three-pointer the other day. There's nothing you can do.
Well, did you see that? Isn't Darius Garland also out? You guys are missing a few big players.
Yep.
I mean, also the Knicks taking a 2-0 lead on the Celtics, taking two in Boston. That is very surprising.
I hate both teams, but if Boston loses, I won't lose sleep over it. And then OKC just dismantling Denver last night, 149-106, and then you have Florida losing 4-3 and Winnipeg losing 3-2 to Dallas. So Toronto up 2-0, trying to exercise those demons.
Rare to see Toronto doing something in the playoffs.
Leading off is Clayton Molyneux, the center fielder. First pitch on the way, and outside for ball one. Second pitch on the way and in there for a strike. He may have hung up, but I don't think that pitch was going to be a ball. Here's the wind, the deal, and strike two.
Hits him high, then goes low. Where do you think he goes here?
You know my answer. I go outside with it. Here's a pitch swung on, driven right center field. That ball is going to be caught by the right fielder. And that'll be out number one. That's Malley on the catch. And here is the second baseman, Brock Binder, now for the Oilers with one away here. Swung on and missed for strike one. Second pitch on the way and might have missed high, 4-1.
That one looked like more of a strike than the last one, the strike that he called high last at bat.
I thought that was in there, but here's the third pitch of the at bat, and that is high and out of the catcher's glove for ball two. And in there for a strike. 2-2 count. 2-2 count for Binder. Winds and deals and low for ball three, so that'll work the count full. Two pitch on the way and swung on, ground ball right back to the pitcher, and he will throw on a first for the second out of the inning. And up next is the pitcher, Aryan Punjabi. Good inning last inning after giving up the base hit. Was able to get through the lineup for the next three batters. From the stretch, or the windup, wheels, delivers, ground ball to the shortstop, caught, and thrown on to first for out number three. And we head to the top of the second. Still tied at 0. That was a 6-3 put out.
Pitchers starting good today. Good starts from both pitchers in the innings. See if they can keep this up.
And if you're Mount Pleasant, I mean, you don't give up 3 runs, or you don't give up run in the first inning. But, you know, we were here before against Grand Ledge, and the second inning is where everything started to kind of fall apart with wild pitches and pass balls. So Punjabi's going to have to do a good job of getting out of innings here.
I also think the catcher also has to help him a little bit too, if they're close to bouncing off the ground or anything like that.
Your catcher is Drew Arntz, who is a sophomore, so probably a call-up within the last couple weeks.
I don't know much about high school baseball, but I can't imagine seeing a sophomore on a varsity level team is a common occurrence.
I guess it depends on the school, and it depends on how good the JV player is. My Orioles lost 5-2 last night, so that's cool. I love when we don't score anything, and they lost 9-1 the previous night. So
what has happened to the Orioles? You guys have some young stars. I feel like there's no reason for you guys to be struggling the way you guys are.
Pitchers are hurt. We should sign Trevor Bauer, but that's just me. Trevor Bauer is better than any pitcher we have on our staff right now.
Do you guys not have Corbin Burns anymore?
Nope, he is in Arizona. He took less money to be his family. First pitch from the stretch, kicks and delivers, and high for ball one. He was never coming back, but our replacement was Charlie Morton. From the stretch. Kicks and delivers, and that is in there for strike one.
All I can say is I'm really happy the Tigers, 10 games above 500, could not complain.
Kicks and delivers, fires one, and that's hit foul right out of play near the, looks like the softball field over there. So a 1-2 count. Yep, the Tigers are where the Orioles should be right now. So
Tigers is where I thought the Orioles would be.
kicks and delivers, and swung on and struck him out swinging, and that'll be out number one.
Second K of the day for Punjabi. Looking real good, confident.
A sophomore doing that is impressive.
No kidding.
Up next is Menzies. He is playing center field or right field today, or center field today. From the stretch. Kicks and delivers, and in there for a strike. What a job framing the pitch there. It might have been a little low, but Drew Arndt's doing a good job of framing that pitch. From the stretch, Punjabi. Kicks and deals, and low for ball one. Couldn't frame that one.
No, he did not. Try to avoid that. That's what Mount Pleasant's looking to avoid.
Kicks and fires, and that is fall down the third base line. Good catch by the third base coach. So a 1-2 count here to Menzies. Steps into the box. Punjabi awaits a sign, gets it from the stretch. Kicks and deals, and low for ball two.
Almost had the batter go on that one. Check swing.
From the stretch, Punjabi. Kicks and deals. The 2-2 pitch is high for ball three, so they work the count full. Deals and ball for low. So that will have a runner on now. Menzies goes to first. One away here. Nate Schultz up now for the Chargers. One away, runner on first. From the stretch, Punjabi deals, and in there for a strike. I've seen Punjabi pitch once before. I'm pretty sure it was Lapierre, and he's been able to overcome situations where he's got runners on, so we'll see how he deals with it here. Kicks and deals, and high for ball one, and a 1-1 count with a runner on first. One's on the board here in the top of the second.
I mean, Punjabi gave a runner to first base in the first inning and got out pretty easily, so looks to do the same this time.
Delivers a hard hit ball to left field. That'll get down. Menzies rounds second, and he will stay at second. So a runner on first and second now with one away. That's just a hard struck ball to left field. Nothing the left fielder could do about it.
Made great contact, crushed it.
Here is Cresswell from the stretch, waits a sign, gets it. Now Punjabi from the stretch. Kicks and delivers, and that'll be in there for a strike. From the stretch, kicks and delivers, swung on to the shortstop. That'll be caught, jumping catch, and two away here in the top of the second. That is very helpful if you are Punjabi.
Say that's best case scenario for any type of contact made.
I don't know if the shortstop had to jump, but Got to make it look cool. Here Stevens now steps into the box for the Chargers with 2 away. Takes a look at second. Punjabi deals. Strike 1. The call there is Stevens backed out of the way, but I thought it was right down the middle. From the stretch, Punjabi takes a look at second. Takes another look. Now deals. Swung on, popped high in the air. First baseman ranges back, and he makes the catch. Kyle Wallace with the catch. And we are through an inning and a third, or through the top of the second, and we'll head to the bottom of the second with a tie game. Had to range back there to make the catch.
Looked like he was struggling with it, sun and wind and all. This is not an easy play to make.
Easy to keep track of outs too, though. So leading off for the Oilers in the bottom of the second is McGee. Tyler McGee, the third baseman, who made an amazing a nice stop on one of the outs in the first inning. So bottom second, Tyler McGee will lead off for the Oilers as they look to jump ahead of the Chargers. Sajenko is still out there for the Chargers. Still nice and cool here in Mount Pleasant, which is perfect. My laptop's not melting yet.
Absolutely beautiful day. Cannot complain.
I'm hoping to shade the keyboard too so I don't get any sun on it. And then we got the audio board here. Still pretty good. All right, here we go. Bottom of the second inning. Tyler McGee leads it off for the Oilers against Sajenko. This is a conference game, so this is a big game for both teams, but a big game for Mount Pleasant as they are 9-7 in the conference. Sajenko, kind of a half windup, kicks and delivers, and in there for a strike. I think McGee thought about it there and pulled back.
I mean, that windup would have confused me too, not gonna lie.
Kicks and delivers, and low for ball 1. So since the last time you were here, and I mean, I noticed it in the Lapeer game, they're a lot more patient at the plate than they were against Grand Ledge. Kicks and deals, and high for ball 2.
I would definitely agree. I think it also helps that they're not down like 6 runs after the second inning with unforced errors, so definitely it being 0-0 still is a nice little cushion.
Kicks and delivers, and swung on, ground ball to the third baseman. He gets it, fires on the first, and he's out. A 5-3 put out.
Tough play by the third baseman. Cross-body throw to get to first. That's not an easy play to make.
Stevens threw it on to Van Gemeren. And, you know, you're Midland Dow, you're 15-3. I mean, this game means a lot, but if you're Mount Pleasant, I mean, this is how you beat the good teams. As long as you beat the teams that you're supposed to, and then if you can beat Midland Dow, you're in a good spot.
Yeah, being able to beat with a worse record, you got to win these big games. Huge help for seeding. I don't know if it's tournament based on how they do championships for districts.
Kicks and deals, swung on and fouled way back, out of play. And that'll be the first strike. I haven't paid attention to high school baseball since I was in high school, so it probably changed since I was in high school.
Fair enough.
1-1 count on the way, or pitch on the way, and swung on and missed for strike 2. I come from a school that won a state championship, good enough to make playoffs, but if I remember correctly, I think every team made the conference tournament, but I could be wrong, as the kick and delivers, and that is, ooh, just a bit outside for ball 2.
That should have been number 3.
I won't complain, though. 2-2 count with 1 away. Kicks and deals, and low for ball 3. So he works the count full, and that's Graham Phillips, the left fielder. If you're Mount Pleasant and you're patient, you don't have to swing. Getting runners on base for any reason is good. As he kicks and deals the full count. Pitches in there. Got him looking for a strikeout.
I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like at a 2-3 count, the full count, you cannot just watch the ball go past you like that.
If you're in a 3-2 count, I mean, you have to protect, swing and protect. I get with 1 out, but you've got to be able to protect there. Now here's Kyle Wallace, the first baseman. Made the catch to end the inning. And strike 1, I thought that was a bit high, but an 0-1 count now here to Wallace. Sajenko kicks and delivers, and that is low for ball 1. That's a good job by the catcher to frame it there. Just couldn't get it all framed. Sajenko kicks and delivers, and high for ball 2. So, yeah, he probably should have swung in there. Might be a case of being a little too patient at the plate, but all in all, Mount Pleasant very patient today. Sajenko kicks and delivers, and just a bit outside for ball 3. I think that's 2 pitches that probably could have been called strikes.
Now he's going to hopefully get a strike, something to swing at.
Sajenko kicks and delivers, swung on and fouled way back. Out of play for the second strike. So Wallace will run the count full here for the Oilers, here with 2 outs. Sajenko winds, kicks and delivers, and in there for a strike. Wallace thought it was ball 4. And Sajenko will get out of the inning. So at the end of 2, it's Mount Pleasant 0 and Midland Dow 0.
Another tough pitch. He thought he got walked.
I won't say inconsistency, but there were 2 pitches that were just a tad outside that could have been
50-50 balls.
They were 50-50 balls. That one could have been a 50-50 ball. So the consistency is there. I mean, you're getting calls.
I'm giving us a look.
Hey, I'm not questioning. I'm just trying to make sure we got.
I'm not an umpire for a reason.
I umped adult league softball, and it was the worst time of my life. I got paid for it, but I had to throw a pitcher out. But this is why I'm broadcasting and I'm not umping. But there was a couple there that could have been strikes, but then that one, I mean, the consistency is kind of there.
Yeah, it's hard to say because he's had some high pitches get called for strikes, but also at the same time seen some of those pitches get called for balls. So, like you said, 50-50 balls, just toss-up every time.
I think that's the first time I've had a ref or an ump give me a look. I'm not calling you out. I'm just trying to figure this out. We're all good. I think that's also the problem with being not in a score booth, being outside. When I broadcasted for Central Hockey at the rink 2 years in a row, we were in the crowd, so you got the fans on the audio. The refs didn't hear, but I may or may not have complained about the refs on air.
Lot less likelihood of getting hurt.
I'm sure they heard me. Swung on and a base hit right through first and second. and a leadoff base hit for the Chargers.
That is the pitcher's second hit of the day.
Sajenko helping his cause again. Now here's Braun. Brown, who is 0 for 1 on the day. Punjabi from the stretch delivers, and that is in there for a strike. From the stretch, Punjabi, runner on first. Delivers, runner goes, and he is going to be out at second base.
Good throw.
What a throw! The sophomore catcher ripping the throw down there for the first out of the inning. I guess that's why you called him up.
That is a great throw from the catcher. Looked like Shevchenko got a great jump on it.
What a catch there by Punjabi. He'll throw it over the first for the second out of the inning. Helping his own cause there. I thought he was going to take it himself for a second. He started running with the ball. But that would be a 1-3 putout. So Punjabi helping his cause here. 2 quick outs. And here comes Hammond.
Punjabi seems confident on the mound right now.
0 for 1 with a strikeout today is Hammond. Punjabi kicks and delivers, and that is in there for a strike. Punjabi from the stretch. He kicks and delivers and swung on and fouled away. 0-2 count. Punjabi from the stretch. Gets his sign. Kicks and delivers and swung on right to the second baseman and caught there. Or by the shortstop, Riley Olson, and that'll do it for the top of the third inning. Yep. The nice catch by shortstop, but the sophomore catcher aren't just launching one down to second.
I did not think he was going to get it there. The
I
runner
thought
looked like he had a great jump on it.
I don't know why the runner didn't slide either. He kind of just tried going and standing up, but that was, we were here third and fourth games of the season, and those were errors. So Mount Pleasant has really cleaned up the errors here.
Huge improvement in play. I would agree for sure. A lot less errors.
Sajenko's still out there. Apparently wearing 2 different jerseys today, from what it looks like. Pretty sure he had 15 when he was batting. Now he's got 6.
Is there a reason for that? Would it be because they have another player the same number on the outfield?
That's a great question. I don't know.
Because Punjabi's not changing his number, and he's batting and pitching at the same time as well.
Oh, Drew Arntz is the DH, so Logan Langworthy batting here. Or not DH, but Logan Langworthy batting, playing right field. Swung on, popped up high, and out of play behind the Charger dugout. Numbers were just kind of written in there. Owen count to Langworthy. Sajenko kicks and delivers and swung on, and that's a strike. It might have foul tipped it there. Sajenko. 0-2 count here in the bottom of the third. Sajenko winds, kicks, and delivers, and that is in there for a strike. Got him looking.
That is 3 Ks in a row now. Looking. 3 looking Ks. Something's got to change with Mount Pleasant.
Well, the key here is, but you're also keeping a very good Chargers team off the scoreboard too. It could come down to 1 run Sajenko kicks and delivers, and that is high for ball one.
Now batting number 3, Riley Olson.
This is Riley Olson, the shortstop. Sajenko winds, kicks and delivers, and swung on and missed for strike one. I know my graphics don't matter, but I'm really liking having the bases and count on there as he kicks and delivers and fouled back to the netting. Very interactive scoreboard that I found. So it is a 1-2 count with one away. Sajenko kicks and delivers, and that is high as he checked his swing, and it's 2-2. Count even. One away. Sajenko kicks and deals, and swung on and missed for strike three.
Looks like Sajenko's found his groove on the mound. That is 5 strikeouts in a row. 4 strikeouts, my apologies.
That's not a bad thing to, wasn't a bad pitch to swing in. I mean, you got even count. You probably could have taken it there, but protecting.
Tough when you're in down 0-2 very early.
Kicks and delivers. First pitch there to Drew Arntz, the catcher, who made a great throw down to second to get the first out of the inning. Got the pitcher out as Sajenko fires, and it is strike two. Or 1 ball, 1 strike. Sajenko kicks and delivers. Swung on, driven left field, and that will be, oh, he drops down. A missed ball, and Arntz is going to go to second base. I like the idea there. If you're the left fielder, the dive, you almost got to it, but then you run the risk of it getting by you, and it did there.
That's a tough play to make. I mean, outfielder was just a little too far away. Had to try and make a dive for it. Unfortunately, he missed it and just squeezed right past him.
That was Cresswell. That would have been an amazing catch. But now Mount Pleasant in business here with 2 away and a runner on second.
Finally getting their first hit. Hopefully that just gets the bats going now.
They are not going to count that as an error. So it is, I would assume, a base hit with an advance to second. And there is 2 away. And here is Clayton Molyneux. From the stretch, deals. Molyneux swung on and missed for strike one. From the stretch. Sajenko takes a look at second. Now delivers to Molyneux, and that is in there for a strike. From the stretch, Sajenko deals, and just outside for ball 1. So 1 ball, 2 strike, or 2 balls, 1 strike on Molyneux.
Pretty sure the ump just called 1-2. Is that 1 ball, 2 strikes?
I don't think so. Popped high in the air, as it is going to be caught by the first baseman. And doesn't matter what the count was, because we are heading to the top of the 4th inning. Still 0-0. So Punjabi comes back on the mound. Your leading off in this inning is going to be Van Sumeren. And he is
0 for 1.
0 for 1 with a. Oh, that was the stop at third by McGee, who was able to throw him out from third. Tyler McGee with a great stab there at third base and was able to get him out at first.
Computer holding up well.
Yep. The one side is cool, the other side is being hit by the sun, so I'm going to put my whole body over it and shade it. Pitch is coming down, and here we are with the first batter of the inning, Van Swarmen. Ben Van Swarmen. Punjabi doing a good job through the first 3 innings of this game.
3 hits and no errors. I'd say that's a huge improvement from the last time I was out here. That's for sure.
As we wait, he kicks and deals, popped high in the air, and that will be a foul ball. His last. Well, I don't know about his last game, but the last game I was here was Lapeer, and he pitched very well. I'm pretty sure he pitched the whole game or close to it, and he was racking up strikeouts against Lapeer.
Seems to be heading towards another quality start for him, that's for sure.
So 1 strike on Van Swarmen. Punjabi from the stretch. Kicks and delivers, and it is in there for a strike. 0-2 count now. Nobody out, nobody on. Punjabi from the stretch. Kicks and delivers, and that'll be low for ball 1. So 1-2 count now. Punjabi awaits his sign as Van Swarmen steps into the box. Punjabi from the stretch. Kicks and deals and swung on ground ball up the middle past the pitcher. Got on Olsen, and he's out at first. A 5-3 ground out. Riley Olsen stepping up for his pitcher there as it went right past Punjabi. And we have the first out of the inning.
Tough grounder to field. Did not look like an easy play for him. Not one bit.
Now here's Malley. Kicks and delivers from Punjabi, and he swung on and missed, and that ball was a little low, and he swung on, and it went right past the catcher. And no, not an easy one for Punjabi, but luckily his shortstop, Riley Olsen, was right there to help out. Punjabi gets a sign from the stretch. Kicks and deals, swung on ground ball to the third base side. Got Mike McGee, throws on, and that'll be a pass ball. And the runner will advance to second. A wild throw there, and runner on second now. That was a good job by McGee, I thought.
Looked like the throw to first was just a little too low. First baseman couldn't make a play on it. And they're giving up an error.
So that'll be an error. Runner on second now. With 1 away. And here is Menzies. Gets a sign, takes a look at second. Punjabi. He deals, and that is just a bit outside and high for ball 1. Getting very windy here. From the stretch, takes a look at second. Punjabi kicks and delivers, and just high for ball 2. Well, now if you're Punjabi, this is where, yeah, you have an error. Probably pitch outs to see if he's going to steal, but you got to keep your composure on the mound now with nobody out, or with one out and a runner on, and that is swung on and
I agree with you.
felt it.
Can't let one error just completely derail a whole game so far. They've been playing amazing defense. One mistake can't completely just destroy their morale.
It's a 2-2 count now with a runner on, one out. Punjabi takes a look at second, delivers the pitch, and that is fouled down the third base line, and we remain at a 2-2 count. Punjabi gets his sign, takes a look at second. Punjabi swung on and missed. He struck him out.
Beautiful pitch to get him out there.
Now batting number 8, Nate Schultz.
2 outs now, 2 with a runner on second. A great job by Punjabi. Here's Schultz now. And time called. Schultz is 1 for 1 with a single. And a single to left center field. Punjabi from the stretch takes a look at second. Throws back to second, and he's safe back at second. And that is a ball for a 1-0 count. Kicks and deals, swung on, fly ball left field, and that is going to be caught by the left fielder, and that'll do it for the inning. Punjabi gets out of it again, and we are heading to the bottom of the fourth. Tied at 0. What a job by Punjabi, again getting out of innings, doing a great job. They've gotten base runners, but Midland Dow hasn't been able to capitalize on any of it.
No, I agree. The pitching has been absolutely amazing. Letting that guy get on second and then just being able to pitch out of it looked like nothing fazed him at all.
Nope, nothing has phased him today. I think the first 2 pitches, when the runner was on second, those first 2 pitches were maybe pitch out pitches just to make sure he didn't run. Punjabi kept his composure, was able to get strikes in there, get a big strikeout, and he was able to get out of that inning without any damage. So this Mount Pleasant team is really hanging in with a very good Midland Dow ball club.
Yeah, defense has been big today on both sides. I think this game is going to come down to who just gets that one run.
Yep, it could be, whoever makes that first mistake. It could. I don't think this game is going to be very high scoring the way it's going right now. Sajenko's still out there and leading off for the Oilers. It is number 24, Brock Binder, the second baseman. Sajenko kicks and delivers, and that is in there for a strike. Swing and a miss there, and the count 0-1.
I'll say these last couple of bats, Mount Pleasant has come out aggressive, swinging early.
Kicks and delivers, and just missed for a ball. 1-1 count to Binder. Sajenko kicks and delivers. Swung on, ground ball to the second baseman. That'll be picked up and thrown out at first. A 2-3 put out, or a 4-3 put out. Schultz 2, Van Swarman. Here's Punjabi. He can help his cause here, the pitcher. Pitcher on pitcher now. Sajenko delivers high for ball one. Sajenko winds, kicks and delivers, and swung on ground ball right to the second baseman and thrown on for another 4-3 put out. Again, Schultz to Van Swarman. So 2 away now here in the bottom of the 4th. And much to the chagrin of Mount Pleasant, Sajenko has really calmed down here and swung on, and nope, didn't go. Checked his swing, and that is a ball.
I thought he went on that.
Sajenko is settled down now. He's found a groove as he kicks and delivers. Swung on, popped high in the air to the first base side, and that will be out of play into the dugout or the bullpen. So it's 1-1 count. And if he keeps dealing like this, it's going to be tough for Mount Pleasant to get runs.
Yeah. Any pitcher that's dealing like this is going to be tough to hit on. I mean, 1 hit through 4 innings, it's pretty good a day so far.
Delivers a strike. And that count is, I guess according to the scoreboard, it's even. I thought it was 2. It is 2-3. It is 2-1. 2-1 or 1-2 count, I mean, as Sajenko deals, and that is just missed for a ball. Count at 2-2 now. For Tyler McGee. Sajenko kicks and delivers, and that is in there for strike 3. Got him looking.
K of the day for Sajenko. My God.
Goodness. Well, again, that's a situation where anything close, you've got to swing. If you pop it out, like you
got to protect the plate. You can't go down looking.
You can't watch the pitch go by like that, and I feel like the more this game goes on, and the more that tends to happen in this game, you're putting a lot of pressure on Punjabi to get you out of innings when you're not scoring any runs. So you're putting a lot of pressure on your pitcher to keep dealing. We'll see how Punjabi handles it. He's handled it very well so far today, but we're getting later into this game here we're getting into the top of the 5th inning. How is he going to handle this? Because, again, there's no pressure on Midland Dow. They're 15-3. There's pressure on the Oilers for being 9-7 in the conference and still staying within striking distance of most teams in the conference. So you got to wonder if that's pressure on Punjabi, or if he keeps going out there and dealing like he's dealing, they're fine.
Yeah, it literally comes down to just Punjabi being able to keep on pitching the way he's been, which he's been strong so far. Hopefully it keeps going that way. But I think Mount Pleasant just needs to get some run support or batting support in any way, shape, or form. Just some sort of pressure on the Midland Dow pitcher to make him make mistakes to get those batters in.
So leading off for is the pitcher Sujins.
Oh, my apologies.
Malley. No, Crosswell. Crosswell up for the Chargers. Punjabi from the stretch. Kicks and delivers, swung on, fouled away to the left foul side. Down the left field line. And that is a strike for Malley. It's Malley, Menzies, and Schultz here in the top of the 5th inning. Punjabi from the stretch. He kicks and delivers, and that is in there for strike 2. Punjabi from the stretch awaits a sign. Shakes off, now gets the one he wants from the stretch. Punjabi kicks and delivers, and swung on, fouled away to the left side. Malley is 0 for 1 today. Or Crosswell is 0 for 1. From the stretch, kicks and delivers, and high for ball one, trying to get him to chase. Good waist pitch there. Chase is great. If not, it's a 1-2 count. From the stretch, Punjabi. Kicks and deals, swung on, ground ball, third base side. What a stop by McGee, and he throws on first, and he's safe at first, and he's going to move on to second. So a runner on second. That was a great stab there by McGee. Kind of bobbled it a little bit, and then the throw just offline to first, but he saved it from going down the left field line.
Almost feel like it would have been better off just not throwing it. It looked like the runner had it anyway, so it would have been safer.
Yeah, if you eat it there. But again, I feel like he saved a triple, maybe a double, depending on how quickly the left fielder gets the ball. From the stretch, Punjabi, bunt shown, and no bunt there. Stevens at bat, 0-1 count, or 1-0 count here. Stevens is 0 for 1 today. From the stretch, Punjabi takes a look, now deals, bunt shown again, and fouled off behind him for the first strike. 1-1 count now to Stevens.
Can Punjabi get out of another man on second again?
Punjabi awaits a sign. 1-1 count. Punjabi from the stretch takes a look at second. Fires back to second, and safe at second is Cresswell. Gets a sign from the stretch. Takes a look at second. Kicks and delivers, and bunt down the third base line and foul again. So 1-2 count. You're not bunting anymore. Well, I guess if you want to. I'd go for it if you want to, but a 1-2 count now. Now Stevens has to swing away.
Midland Dow is doing whatever they can to get that guy to third. Try and get him before any type of double play ball.
In a game today, in a game like it's going on, I mean, you have to advance the runners any way possible. 1-2 pitch as he takes a look at second. 1-2 pitch on the way. And sit him down again. Another strikeout for Punjabi.
Now batting number 15, Jingo.
Here's Sajenko. He is 2 for 2 today. From the stretch, Punjabi takes a look at second. Now he kicks and deals. And that is low for ball one as the runner's going to go to third. Arndt throws. He is safe at third. A wild pitch. I think that was a swing and a miss, I thought. I guess a 1-0 count. 1-0 count. Punjabi from the stretch. Kicks and deals and swung on. That ball's driven to center field. And that ball's going to be caught. Runner tags from third. And the Chargers are going to get on the board first. It's 1-0. So a sacrifice fly. And there's 2 away, and the Chargers now have a 1-0 lead.
That was a great hit to center to get a sac fly. Absolutely powered the crap out of it. But amazing play by that center fielder, though, to prevent him from getting a hit in general.
Punjabi from the stretch. Kicks and deals, and that is in there for a strike. And now you got 2 outs if you're Punjabi. You've given up a run. So what? Don't let the run get into your head as he gets to the stretch, and he kicks and deals, and that is just high for a ball. 1-1 count. If you're a Punjabi, you got to stay calm, cool, and collected on the mound. It's only a 1-run game. Punjabi kicks and deals and swung on and missed for strike 2.
I agree with you. Punjabi's really done everything he can to keep keep Mount Pleasant in this game. The bats really need to come alive at the bottom of this fifth.
And you're seeing how good this Mount Pleasant team can be from the stretch. Kicks and delivers and swung on high behind us, and that'll go towards the football field. And we remain with a 1-2 count. Punjabi waits a sign. Now gets it from the stretch. Swung on, popped high again behind us. That ball is going to go towards the football field again. Punjabi steps to the rubber. Waits the sign, now gets it. This is Brown with a 1-2 count. Punjabi swung on and missed. Ring him up again, and that'll do it for the inning, only giving up one as we head to the bottom of the fifth. It's Chargers 1, Oilers nothing. What a job by Punjabi in that inning, giving up the one run. Who cares? You know, we're rolling through this game. It's not a 10-run lead. You're in the game. You're pitching well. You've stayed calm in this game. But they have got to find a way to get to Sajenko here in this bottom of the fifth inning.
I agree. Mount Pleasant has to have their heads up right now. I mean, going up against a really good team in Midland now, being able to, keep it 1-0, I think you just got to get a few hits, and I really think Mount Pleasant can just take it off from there.
So, while we're awaiting this bottom of the fifth, for those who don't know or just joining us, Parker will be the new color guy and producer for the Northwood Hockey Network. The Northwood Timberwolves will begin play in September, and we will be doing the D1 and D3 hockey teams, which is exciting. So there's 18 Northwood home games. I would assume 18 D3 home games plus some extras with Munn Ice Arena and Ferris State and Michigan. So there's a lot of hockey coming up for the Northwood Hockey Network, and we will bring that all to you starting September 19th. I think it's the first game. So excited for hockey to start as we start this inning with Graham Phillips, the left fielder. Swung on, fouled way back behind the crowd and out of play.
Yeah, I'm very excited for hockey in the fall with you. Cannot wait.
We will be calling the newly crowned GLCHL champion Northwood Timberwolves as the kicks in delivers, and that is in there for strike two. I started last year, I called the Cleary game, and I called the GLCHL playoffs. To get to call a conference champion was probably the coolest thing I've done so far as a broadcaster. He kicks and deals, and that is a ball.
I feel like just being in a championship in any stage of sports is some of the most exciting it can get.
It's something I never thought I'd get to do, but being able to be at Midland to call it as he kicks and delivers, and that is a ball again. So Northwood will be looking to defend their GLCHL conference and regular season championship as they begin the season against, I think Davenport is the first game, and they have a rough schedule we'll get to in a second as Sajenko kicks and delivers, and that is high for ball three. They run the count full. So last year, their first year at D1, they light schedule, kind of why they were the 24th seed in the tournament. This year, they've got Davenport, they've got Hope, they've got Adrian's D1 team. So the strength of schedule for Northwood is going to be up there this year. Sajenko kicks and delivers, and in there for a strike. He knew it, and that is going to be the first out of the inning. Graham Phillips knew it as it came in, and that is one away here.
That is tough. Another strikeout looking. That is 6 strikeouts now for Sajenko. That is killing it on the mound.
Sajenko kicks and delivers, and swung on ground ball up the middle, and that'll be grabbed by the shortstop and thrown out at first for out number 2. That's a 6-3 put out. Brown to Van Swarman. Now here's Logan Langworthy as he takes ball one. Sajenko winds, kicks and delivers, and just outside for ball two. And if you're Mount Pleasant at bat, you can be aggressive, but don't swing just to swing the bat, because that'll put you in situations where you're not even getting a chance. As Sajenko deals, and that is inside for a ball. 3 balls, no strikes. And a walk. Take a walk here if you can, as Logan Langworthy awaits the 3-0 pitch from Sajenko.
You take a swing here, you take it.
I think you got to have the take sign on. Sajenko delivers an outside ball 4 as he takes it for the first base runner of the inning for the Oilers. 2 away for Riley Olson, the shortstop, and here you go. Here's a chance for Mount Pleasant with a runner on first.
Now, do you see Mount Pleasant being aggressive on the base paths with 2 outs already?
You can put him into a hit and run situation, I would think. Swung on and fouled back to the backstop, and that is the first strike. With 2 outs, I mean, putting a runner in motion isn't gonna. I don't think it's gonna do a whole lot. You're not taking him out of a double play possibility. So I think you can be a little aggressive on the base paths. But I think if you're Riley Olson, you have to be patient at the plate too. You're only down a run. Sajenko from the stretch. He deals. The bunt is a bunt with 2 outs. As it gets down, the pitcher throws on to first, and that'll do it for that was.
Did not see a bunt. Did not have that in my deck of cards.
It catches you off guard, but the pitcher, I mean, if you're going to bunt it there, I think the plan would be to put it down either one of the baselines. Putting it right to the pitcher doesn't really help your cause much. As we head to the top of the 6th with the Chargers still up 1-0. But going back to our network, yeah, so we're calling the defending GLCHL champions. Like I said, their strength of schedule this year. They start out with D1 Davenport. They're playing 3 of the teams that joined to make the new Great Lakes 6 conference where everybody just beats up on each other. So you've got D1 Davenport. You've got Hope, who jumped from D3 to D1. So you're playing Hope, who just dominated at D3 year in and year out and just won a national championship. You're playing D1 Adrian, who won the national championship 2 years ago and have been to, I think, 3 of the last 4 national championships in D1. And then you've got your conference play with CMU, Western, trying to think of who else is Toledo. So you've got those games. But I think head coach Jordan Cooper has got that team ready and willing to go. And I think you get out of those first 6 games, even at 3-3, you're looking good for the season. Like, if you can pull off upsets against Adrian and Hope, you're in a perfect spot.
So with that being said, do you think Northwood can repeat as conference champions?
In their own conference, yes. Western struggled last year a bit. Their first win didn't come until they played Central's D2 team, which is now D1. Toledo was the best team not named Northwood last year in that conference. Saginaw Valley will always be tough because that's a rivalry, which we may be calling at the Dow Event Center, maybe, which would be really cool. Trying to think of the other teams in that conference. I think UMichigan Flint is in there, and they're D3 dumping up to D1, so that'll be interesting too. Top of the 6 now. Leading off is Hammond from the stretch. Punjabi kicks and delivers, and that is in there for a strike. Swung on, foul ball down the first baseline. That'll be strike 2.
So for CMU, or not CMU, for Mount Pleasant, being able to giving up a run in the last inning, what do you think they need to do to keep up or prevent more runs from getting scored?
I think Punjabi just needs to keep doing what he's doing. He's doing fine. It's only a run game. Just sticking to your game plan here. As Punjabi deals, and that'll be low for a ball. Punjabi from the stretch. Punjabi deals, and that is in there. Struck him out looking, and another strikeout for Punjabi. You ask what they need to do. That's exactly what they need to do. Punjabi just needs to keep dealing. They're in the game. It's like I said, it's only a one-run game. So here's Van Stormen. Punjabi gets his sign from the stretch. And again, Punjabi's only a sophomore. As he kicks and deals, swung on and missed for strike one. Blew that one right by him.
Sophomore balling on the varsity level. Now you don't see that often.
No. Kicks in and deals. I think you see it as a strike two is called. From my experience, you see that more in football and a basketball point where JV jumps up or sophomore or freshman up there. But baseball and ball one. Good job trying to frame it. But baseball, I don't know how common it is. I think my high school had a few. Kicks and delivers and swung on and missed. It was low. A strike three called. And he's not even going to run down the first. And there's two away. Seven Ks for Punjabi on the day.
Full-blown pitcher duel today.
Now here is Malley. Malley, first pitch in there for a strike. 0-1 count to Malley. Punjabi from the stretch. He kicks and deals and swung on ground ball up the middle to shortstop. Good play. Olsen fires on the first and they get out of the inning. A 1-2-3 inning. And Punjabi continues to deal as we head to the bottom of the sixth with the Chargers leading 1-0. Again, go back. You asked what they need to do. That's exactly what they need to do.
I think they heard me talking.
Punjabi has been stellar today.
7 Ks for him, I believe.
7 strikeouts, 1 run.
4 hits. I consider that a pretty good day.
That's pretty good. He hasn't been pulled yet because he's been dealing. And here's Sajenko. Now, if you're Sajenko,
I mean, why ain't broke? Don't fix it.
that too, if you're Mount Pleasant, be a little bit, I would expect to be a little bit more patient at the plate because you're running out of innings. You want to be aggressive, but you also want to be able to get on base because you're only down a run. You don't want to keep putting pressure on Punjabi to get out of innings, but with it being a 1-0 game to maybe the second best team in the Saginaw Valley League, I think you're in a good spot right now, and I think Mount Pleasant has the tools to pull off an upset. As we will lead off the inning here with the sophomore catcher, Drew Arntz. Arntz steps into the box. Bottom of the sixth. Mount Pleasant running out of innings here. As he deals, the first pitch is in there for a strike. So Jenko has been dealing all day today. Winds, kicks, and delivers, and that is fouled away to the backstop for the second strike of the at-bat. So 0-2 count to Arndt. So Jenko winds, he deals, and swung on, driven to left field, and that ball is going to be caught by the left fielder. That was Cresswell, and that is a one away here in the inning. Here's Clayton Molyneux now. Molyneux 0 for 2 with 2 flyouts. Sajenko kicks and delivers, and that is in there for a strike. I think Molyneux thought about it there for a second, but didn't go as Sajenko will kick and deliver and swung on ground ball up the middle. Grabbed by the shortstop and thrown on to first for the second out. So they're hitting the ball, but they're hitting it right to Chargers every time.
I think that's just all pitch, and I think pitcher's just Sajenko's just locating it really well. For every time the Mount Pleasant makes contact with it, it's just going right to the line, right to their infield.
That was Brown to Van Swarmen, 6-3, as that first pitch is in there for a strike. This is Brock Binder now. Sajenko from the windup. Winds and deals. Swung on ground ball right back to the pitcher. Sajenko will toss it over to first, and that'll do it for the bottom of the sixth. So the Oilers fail to get a run on or a runner on as we end 6 here in Mount Pleasant for game 1. It remains Chargers 1, Oilers nothing. This would be the 7th inning stretch in a normal game, in a major league game. So, again, we talked about records. Throw records out the door. Throw records out the door right now. Mount Pleasant hanging in there with a good Midland Dow team. Again, we go look at 15-3, 11-9. Midland Dow split with Heritage and Bay City Western. Mount Pleasant started off slow. They've come on. They're 11-9 with a 9-7 conference record. I feel like they need this game more than Midland Dow does, but it's a 1-0 game against probably the top 2 or 3 team in the conference, maybe the top 1st or 2nd team in the conference. But I feel like you're putting, without getting runners on, you're putting a lot of pressure on Punjabi. He could end this game with a complete game. Knock on wood that he finishes the game, but you put a lot of pressure on him. He's done very well with that pressure. He's only given up 4 hits. He's only given up 1 run. He's got to be able to get out of this inning. His defense has got to help him get out of this inning, and he's got to make good pitches. Because if you can get out of this still trailing 1, you have a chance. Now, there's nobody working in the Midland Dow bullpen, it looks like, and I don't see anybody working in the Mount Pleasant bullpen, so both pitchers could go 7 here today.
Yeah, I think Punjabi needs to get out of this with nobody on, to get no runs allowed. Got to keep it within 1. I think any more than that, Mount Pleasant's going to be in real trouble going in the bottom of the 7th with how they've been bad today.
Here's Menzies leading off the inning for the Chargers. Punjabi deals for a ball. Like we said, Punjabi's been dealing today. Sajenko has been just a little bit better with the no runs on the board. Punjabi from the stretch kicks and delivers, and that is, just high for a ball. Thought he framed it there.
That's a 50-50 pitch.
Ump's been very consistent today. I mean, that hasn't been any terrible calls really for either side, and I think it's been a very well umped game. It's been a very well played game by both sides.
I would agree.
Punjabi deals and high for ball 3. Catcher trying to frame it as Arndt will go talk to Punjabi, and right back to the plate he goes. Menzies steps in. He's 3-0 count. Nobody away. Punjabi from the stretch. Kicks and deals, and that is in there for a strike. There's a frame there, and it's 3-1.
I mentioned the catcher has been framing it really well today.
I think both catchers for both teams have been very good at framing pitches, making calls that shouldn't be strikes, and doing a very good job of framing their pitches, and has contributed a lot to just a 1-0 game. Punjabi from the stretch Kicks and delivers, and that is high for a ball, and that will walk the first batter of the inning. Here's Nate Schultz today. He is 1 for 2 on the day. Punjabi's been able to get out of jams today. Only one time he wasn't able to. Punjabi deals and fires on the second. Runner doesn't go. And that'll be a ball.
Sack bunt attempt. Does not surprise me with the game how it's been today.
Punjabi awaits a sign. Takes a look at first. Now from the stretch. Punjabi kicks and deals. Runner goes. Arntz throws down to second, and it's over the second baseman's head, and the runner is going to dance around at second and not go. But the runner advances to second on the wild throw.
That was fortunate that the center fielder saved it. Could have gotten the runner to third, and he would have been in real trouble with no outs.
I think what helped too is the runner on second hesitated just a little bit. Punjabi from the stretch takes a look at second. Wheels and deals, and that ball's bunted right to the pitcher, and runner is going to reach first. This is what we didn't want to have happen if you were the Oilers. Top 7, nobody out.
That was a beautiful bunt, though.
That was a very nice bunt, and still nobody in the bullpen for the Oilers. And out comes the coach. I mean, this is kind of what we expected earlier in the game from, with errors in the past. They played very well, and now you're at the point where you got a double play opportunity, but you have to keep that run from scoring. In a one-run game, you have one more inning to try to tie this up.
So what do you think, as I'm not much of a baseball player, so what do you want? Do you try and get a strikeout here and then go for the double play? Is that
try to get outs any way you can. You've got the double play set up. I mean, if you get the double play, a ground ball double play may score the runner, so you may have to sacrifice a run to get the double play. But if you can get the strikeout and then you can get a double play later, that's great. But I feel like the Oilers may have to sacrifice a run here in this inning. Here's Cresswell now for the Chargers. He has scored. He is the one run scored for the Chargers today. Punjabi from the stretch. Deals. Bunt is foul as he books it down to first base. Well, here you go. Now you're showing bunt here.
And no outs. That's going to be a real tough.
See, I could see you're up 1-0. I could see putting the third base runner in motion and trying to sacrifice a bunt or a suicide squeeze anyway. From the stretch, Punjabi deals and fouls it way back out of play. And that'll be a 0-2 count.
Well, at least the 0-2 takes away the bunt, hopefully.
Well, yeah, up 1-0, it should. Cresswell with an 0-2 count. Punjabi from the stretch. Takes a look at first. Deals. Swung on, popped high in the air. Everybody going after it, and it's going to drop inside the triangle of players, and that is still an 0-2 count.
That would have been a nice little fly out or a little pop out and foul play right there.
I thought maybe the third baseman could have gotten to it, but it was a little too far out of reach for everybody. And Cresswell awaits the pitch. Swung on, popped high in the air. That one is for McGee, and McGee will catch it for the first out, and he'll hold on to it. One away here in the top of the 7th.
Well, there's that first out you needed. Nice fly out, kept the runner on third. No runners advance. Double play, get you out of this inning.
I think the one problem I would have with the ball dropping like it did, I don't want my pitcher running off the mound like that with the potential of getting hurt or tripping. You've got your two shortstop. You got your third baseman and your catcher right there. Fires back to first. Ball low and see.
It looked like almost a custom pick.
I thought the ump called him out.
I saw.
I thought he.
Safe.
Oh, I thought he did that. So no count here on Stevens. Punjabi delivers, fire, pop up high in the air to the first base side, and that is going to hit the fence. But no, it's one of those things where, especially here in this inning, I would rather my pitcher not run off the mound for a foul ball that's way out of reach, because you risk that potential of injury.
No, for sure. Punjab's been huge for Mount Pleasant, so any injury to him at this point in time would be not good for Mount Pleasant.
From the stretch, the 0-1 pitch as he steps off the rubber, and both runners back. Runner goes and foul. Oh, what a catch! Oh my goodness!
Double play!
And a double play! Oh my goodness, McGee with another catch!
What a play, wow. Third baseman, some gold glove action out there.
What a catch by McGee, and they get out of the inning with a chance here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Oh my goodness.
The awareness to throw it back to first as well to get the runner out. What a play, wow.
Well, now you've got to get to Sajenko. He's been dealing all day. Bottom 7. This is the game right here. I'd probably peak my mic on that one. Oh my goodness. What a catch. What a sequence of events there. That's the 3rd time today he's made a play like that. The first one was in the first inning, throwing it on the first. The second one, he had a chance there, but he bobbled it, and then that catch right there is.
I think that went as well as it possibly could have for Mount Pleasant to get out of that inning. Guy on third with no outs, didn't even give up a run.
And you help out your pitcher. Punjabi has been helped all day, just the 1 run. He's pitched very well. He's leading off, he's leading off this inning too. So Punjabi with a chance to help his own cause here as he leads off the bottom of the 7th inning. 1-0 Chargers leading the Oilers here in the bottom of the 7th. I think that's the most exciting play I've had since I started doing baseball.
That was a beautiful dive to make that catch. That was a tough play, and he made it look easy.
So you have, and McGee looks like he's in the batter's box, or in the.
He is in the batter's box. Or he's up to bat, or next.
Punjabi's up to bat. On deck is McGee, and then in the hole, looks like it's Langworthy. So here's Punjabi. He has a chance to help his cause here in the bottom of the 7th inning.
I believe it's Phillips that is third.
Phillips third. I saw number 6 over there. Nails. Swung on, popped high in the air to the third baseman, and he is going to make the catch for the first out. Not the way you want to start out the inning if you're the Oilers. So here's McGee. Made the impressive catch to get the second out and made a beautiful throw to first to get the double play. Tyler McGee. On deck is Brogan Parks for the Oilers. Ooh, in there, not in there for a ball. That is ball 1 to McGee. And if you're Mount Pleasant, you want to be patient here too.
Gotta be patient, but
be
not
aggressive.
too patient.
Yeah, exactly. Be aggressive, but not super. And McGee popped up again. That'll be to the first base side, and that ball is out of the reach of the first baseman. That helps out McGee. Sajenko has dealt all day. And Sajenko doesn't look like he's tired at all, so that doesn't help Mount Pleasant either.
No, Serjenko's been dealing.
Kicks and delivers McGee, and that is a ball 2. So there you go. There's the patient stepping in. You're not swinging just to swing the bat. I know you're down 1, but you've got to make smart decisions at the plate, and McGee did. Sajenko kicks and delivers, drive it, fly ball left center field. That ball is down. McGee, it's in the gap. McGee's going to go to second base, and the runner is on for the Oilers with 1 away, a double.
That's what you do, 12. Let's go.
A 1-out double for McGee, and up now
Up to you right now,
is Kyle Wallace.
McGee's coming up big again for the Oilers.
McGee with 3 big outs today, and now a hit, and I think that might be it for Sajenko. Oh my goodness, what an end to the top of the 7th, and what a start here to the bottom of the 7th.
Looked like McGee just squared that ball up perfectly, sending it straight to left field gap.
And he was patient. He didn't swing at one that looked like it was there. He waited a bit, and luckily the foul ball just out of the reach of the first baseman, and we could be looking at 2 outs.
Yeah. Thought that first baseman had a good chance to make a play on it. Looked like the sun and wind might have just did enough to save McGee there.
Oh, nope. Sajenko going to stay in the game. Kyle Wallace. Or no, Brogan Parks. I'm sorry. Brogan Parks now for the Oilers, pinch hitting. Oilers looking for some walk-off magic.
Looks like they also have a pinch runner out there for McGee.
Yep, McGee is not, I can't see the number for the pinch runner, but there is a pinch runner out there. It looks 5. It is Jackson Vance. Brogan Parks. Who's going to be the hero for the Oilers? Sajenko from the stretch. Deals, and high for ball 1. Now this is kind of the worst spot that Sajenko's been in all day. Can he keep calm and collected on the mound and just deal?
Hasn't really had a reason to be stressed out on the mound.
1-0 pitch, swung on, pop fly to the right side, and that ball is going to drop for a foul. So we saw that with McGee's at bat, out of reach, and he was able to get a base hit to left center field. Now Parks has a chance. 1-1 count with a runner on second and 1 away.
And a good base hit ties it for Mount Pleasant. Keeps his game going.
1-1 count. Runner on second. Sajenko deals, and that is in there for a strike. Now if you're Parks, you've got to protect now. Got to protect. Choke up, and with a 1-2 count. Sajenko deals. Swung on, foul to the backstop. He'll stay alive.
Good fighting, good fight.
1 away here. With a runner on second, the Chargers have only scored 1 run in this game. Parks awaits the 1-2 pitch with a 1 out and a runner on second. Sajenko deals, swung on, and he struck him out swinging, and the Oilers down to the last out. And now it's Kyle Wallace up at bat.
19, Kyle Wallace.
He is 0 for 2 with a strikeout today. Can he be the hero for the Oilers in game 1 of this doubleheader? Sajenko, he's working on a complete game shutout. I'm trying to see if I can reverse jinx it, but I don't know if it works that way. Sajenko from the stretch, deals, and that is, just high for ball 1.
I'd love some reverse commentator curse.
Well, he was working on a 1-hitter. Sajenko from the stretch, he deals, and that is in there for a strike, 1-1. A base hit down either line will score 1. They just need to get 1 right now. Sajenko takes a look at second from the stretch now. Kicks and deals. Swung on and missed, strike 2, and Mount Pleasant now down to the last strike of the game. Now you got to choke up and protect if you're Kyle Wallace.
Cannot go down looking like they've done in previous innings.
No. Sajenko from the stretch. Here we go. On the way, swung on and missed, and the Chargers get out of the inning, and they will win this game 1-0.
That is one heck of a game from the pitcher.
What a
Shevchenko.
job by both pitchers. Just one run scored, and McGee did everything he could. Just not enough. You felt like this game was gonna come down to the final play. The score the way it was, I said earlier, it's probably gonna be a one-score game the way both pitchers are dealing. Punjabi did one heck of a job on the mound, giving up the run, but he never lost focus. It just didn't go their way in this game, and they weren't super aggressive at the plate. They were patient, but I think the player of the game has to be Shevchenko for the Chargers. If this were hockey, you'd have 3 stars of the game. I think Punjabi would be 2, but I think Shevchenko with a 2-hit shutout, complete game, pitched very well. I don't know how many strikeouts he had for the game.
I believe he ended with 6, 7, or 8 strikeouts. 3, 4. 8 strikeouts.
8 strikeouts on the day for Shevchenko, no runs, 2 hits. He pitched very well, and that's what you needed from Midland Dow because you knew Punjabi was going to come out here and deal. He had a lot of strikeouts, just the 1 run, and it came off I believe that run that scored they were on with an error. So very well played game by both teams. Midland Dow just a little bit better. Well, that'll do it for Game 1. We'll be back with Game 2 after this. You're watching Mount Pleasant High School Baseball on